Hello and welcome to Doubles and Trebles. We're back with another exclusive interview, and you'll notice it's a familiar face here on the channel. It's been a while since we had him on last time. Damon Heta is back and popped in for a chat with myself. Damon, really good to have you on. And the last time that I spoke to you would have been about March 2021, I think. So I was having a little look back on that video, actually, and you said to us that your goal was to get into the top 32. Well, you've not only cracked that, you've actually cracked the top 20 as of today's rankings. So I think you've still got a bit of climbing left to do yet as well. So how are you? It's been some 12 months, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a ride, mate. Yeah, just still my steady, slow increase in the rankings. Nothing too crazy, I guess. So, just taking every game as it comes and every tournament as it comes.
I think you're doing yourself a bit of an injustice there. You've been mixing it with the very best and giving them a beating as well. I mean, we saw you pick up that second Players Champs title. And if I could maybe just start with the Players Championships, I mean, I'm more surprised now when I don't see you in the later stages of these events, quarterfinals, semi-finals. You just seem to have found a great rhythm with the Players Championships. What is it that you think has worked about those events particular to let you show your best starts?
I just think it's like all the work that I put in, and I really consider myself a consistent player, you know what I mean? I really feel that I am a 95 plus average, like pretty much, like I'd like to say every game, you know, every time I'm sort of under that mark, sometimes it's all right, but yeah, I really have an expectation of myself to do that. And I work hard for it. I practice a lot, and consistency is sort of, like I like to say, it's my game. So if you're in a grueling game, and I know that my consistency should get me over the line. But you're always going to have a bad game, I think. I think it's just how it is. And that's probably when I lose like a first round or something. It's just probably more or less, if it's not my own fault, it's the fault of the other guy playing really well. And that's what they're doing at stages.
Yeah. We've seen you. I mean, you're one of, I would say, a cluster of maybe 10 or 12 players at these Players Championships events that can put in these averages of 106, 107 and just blow somebody away. But I'm more impressed this year with the way you've been able to grind out close games. I think you've won a lot of 6-5s and 6-4s and stuff. Do you think it is that consistency that helps you do that? And what is it you're thinking when you go into the later stages of one of these games at 5-all? I mean, how do you keep your composure in the last leg?
Yeah, I think I think a lot of my thoughts in that sort of situation, I'm not thinking about the finish line. I'm thinking that there's still another leg to play. So when it comes to the crunch, I'm like, all right, let's get this one out of the way and start the next one. But I know there's not a next leg or a next whatever, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking, all right, let's get this one done. Let's get to the next one. Just the little things. Otherwise you put the pressure, this is it, has to be done. And yeah, sometimes you falter, you know, or you're missing by millimeters, which it's just unlucky, I guess. But just a little thought that I've got going on. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this has been a great platform for you, I suppose, those Players Championships. You've played against the very best, beaten the very best, lifted titles and stuff. Do you think that those wins that you've had over some of the bigger players, you know, you've beaten the likes of MVG and Gerwin Price and stuff, does that stand you in good stead for now going on and trying to kick on TV on the bigger events?
Yeah, but I haven't beaten Gezzy Price yet, so
yeah, okay, yeah. He's your kryptonite, isn't he? He's given you a few games.
Yeah, I think just obviously in peak times I've played him. He's been like crazy good, and yeah, I just didn't manage to get over the line. I mean, I still played well, but yeah, I have beaten the likes of all the other top players, I guess. Yeah. Especially that one that the last players that I won, the missus told me that, Gary Anderson's probably averaging about 105 for the day. And
yeah, he was having a crazy day.
I think I was just cruising along at a steady pace. And when you get told that, I don't know, something just come about you, and I've got, all right, I've got to step up here and I've got to do what I have to do and try and get over the line. And yeah, and lucky enough that I did, mate. It's happened to me before. I've had a crazy good day and lose in the final with still a good average, but not good enough. And yeah, it's all about the wins, isn't it? Especially with the Pro Tours, it's always that first game is pretty nerve wracking because you have prepared and you don't know what's really going to happen on your day. or how you're going to play in your first game, and then once you get that out the way, you know, you're sort of settled, and you can move on from there. And like, there's a bit of pressure just off your shoulders straight away after that first game.
Mm. If you don't mind, I'd love to chat to you about the World Cup coming up. We just previewed it on the channel last week. We're doing another one in the coming days, but we were really keen on you and Simon's chances, both myself and Adam. And I love it as a tournament, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on it because you've been there twice now, quarterfinals both times, losing to Wales on your first, well, on both occasions, but they went on to win it in 2020. And to be honest, that was a game in the quarterfinal that could have gone either way. I know you beat Johnny, and Simon played brilliantly against Gezzy, but just got beaten a last leg decider. So, I mean, you must take great confidence from those two appearances.
Yeah, I always fancy like Australia's chances in general. I think probably every year is like, oh, how deep can they go? You know what I mean? It's yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're due for one. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think we fancy our chances. Yeah, every World Cup, Simon gets up for it so much. He's just a beast on it. He's a different animal when it comes to the World Cup. I don't know, he just loves playing for his country, and like we all do, I guess. But yeah, he's just a different animal, and yeah, I'm happy to play. And he's coming into some good form. You know what I mean? Playing some deadly darts. So
I was literally going to ask you about that. I mean, Simon's form just under the radar in the last couple of months has really, really picked up. Do you think it is that World Cup that kind of sharpens his focus a little bit?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Every time we see each other, he's always talking about it. So, yeah, like I said, he gets up for it. And, yeah, and I'm just – hopefully I can just play my part and we can, you know, go deep again, if not take it out, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you talked before when we last spoke about playing with Simon and stuff and the experience he had, but I guess you're in a much sort of more developed stage of your career now based on where you were on that debut when it was kind of Simon was the senior player and stuff. And I mean, you must now fancy yourself as one of the regulars and one of the senior players. But how has your relationship with Simon on like in this tournament developed over the 2 years? Do you feel like you guys get on better than ever these days? Or?
Yeah, it just shows the way, and yeah, he's been there since the start of the World Cup. So, yeah. You know what I mean? He's like, all right, you're doing this, and you go for ball, and yeah, just
so he does do that. He tells you like routes and stuff. You discuss that.
Yeah, and he just goes, yeah, I'll just go my part, and you know, and he just there's no point changing up a good system, and he's always been there in there, the main ranked player, and I still see him as because he's the senior experience. You can't buy experience, you know what I mean? So yeah, he's just shows the way, mate, and I'm happy just to cruise on behind and play my part. That's it.
Well, there's those two quarterfinal exits. I mean, looking ahead to this year, you could potentially have a meeting with Dimitri in the quarterfinals with Belgium. Potentially, they've come up in your little section. I wanted to ask you about. I know you get on very well with Dimitri and practice very well with him. We saw him successful last night, of course, as well. So that was great to see him back in the winners' enclosure. But how do you find that being able to practice with these top boys? And I know that you're quite settled in England now. You've got good relationships with a lot of the players. Are you feeling the benefit of playing with the likes of Dimitri, Jose, etc.?
Yeah, 100%. It's just you got someone spurring you on, if you know what I mean, rather than like it does get tedious when you're by yourself sometimes and you don't find the motivation to throw, or you do, or like I'm pretty good. Personally, I'm pretty good. I don't mind. I do my 2 hours. My 2 hour sessions and stuff like that, and I've got a routine going, and once I've done it and accomplished it, I feel that sense of accomplishment, I guess. But to have obviously Dimmy and like practice with Jose and stuff like that, it's just we sometimes we play against each other on some stuff, but a lot of stuff we practice with each other with the checkout games and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good to have that competition on the one side, but then when it comes to game time, it's different, isn't it? So it's sort of just you switch off your friendship when you're on the board and you get the job done, and afterwards you shake hands and happy days.
I was going to say that was kind of my next question, but when you play these guys now, having struck up a friendship with them, do you find it hard to switch off, or is that just something that comes easy to you?
No, I think I'm pretty good. pretty much switch off. It's game. As soon as it's game on, you know, it's a different ball game. It's like going to practice and then go play a real game. It's different. So no, you still get tension up there, I guess. As long as you can manage that, then you'll be fine.
Looking ahead a little bit more now, we've talked about the great achievements. I mean, you were world number 48 when I last spoke to you, and you're now up into world number 20 as we speak. And with the way them 2-year rankings are working, there's a lot of guys above you who are going to be losing points in the coming months. So you know, visually, you could easily be a top 10 player as things stand in terms of your recent achievements. And I think there are rankings out there like FDI and stuff that have you playing as good as, you know, maybe 6th in the world potentially. Do you feel like this is the year, with all these big events coming up in the next 6 months, that you can really announce yourself in a big event and get to a semi-final or a final? Because I know you've had televised quarterfinals, but you look really primed to make that next step now.
Oh, I'd be really stoked just to, like, it's one of my goals of just, like, I made the TVs last year. Yeah. So this year I want to make a bit of an impression on it. So I want to get past the first round, get past the second round, you know what I mean? I do want to go deep now. I know what it's all about. So I've learned all that, got the experience. So now it's time to push on, you know what I mean? As far as ranking goes, like you said, it's a 2-year system. It's, for me, the ranking, it's the Pro Tour top 16. That's all I'm about. It's what gets you in, the same as if you were. The only difference is if you're a seed or you're not a seed. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure if you're playing either of them, you're still going to be up for a hell of a game.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth in there. Everyone in the top 32 is going to be tough.
Yeah, it's mental. But I'll just cruise on, mate. And I just really hope. Yeah, I just want to perform. At the end of the day, I just want to perform on stage.
With these majors coming up, we've got different formats. Obviously, you've got the double in, double out at the Grand Prix. You've got groups and a knockout at the Grand Slam and stuff like that. And the World Championships, obviously, set play increasing. We have other tournaments where it's just legs. Do you have a preferred format or a format that you think suits your game better than others?
I never really looked at it like that, but I think going on, I don't know, commentary and what people say and stuff like that, I think they say that I benefit in a longer format game of, like, you know, best of 21 or something like that. Yeah. Because I think that works over consistency and all that bizzo, where you got like the short for like set play and stuff like that. It's a matter of 2-3 legs and that's it. You get the set, then you got to start again. So yeah, maybe that's it, mate. I don't know.
Maybe something like the match play might suit them.
Yeah. It's hard to work on. I don't know. How do you work on set play compared to longevity and all that? You know what I mean? All you do is you just practice it, I guess, and practice against people and try and have a match like that. And I think that's the only way around it. But yeah, I normally practice the whatever's coming up. I'll do that. Set play, long matches. I'll do that in my practice routine leading up, only a few weeks before.
I want to ask you about the World Series in Australia. You must be really looking forward to getting back home.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I'm going to leave straight after the match play, go home for 2 weeks just because I live in Perth, which is the other side of where the actual World Series are. So, yeah, I'll get my couple of weeks at home and see all my friends and family and stuff. Oh, it'd be a massive boost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, hopefully, come away with a couple of World Series titles or something. That would be massive.
Yeah, I think you'd be a popular winner. Yeah. Will you have lots of friends and family in attendance at the event?
Yeah, I think a few are coming over and stuff, and a few friends over there. They're all coming over. So, yeah, I'll be definitely buzzing.
Nice one. Well, just before I let you go, what would a good end of 2022 represent for Damon Heta? You talk about the Pro Tour rankings, but is it silverware? Is it a semi-final or a final on TV? What is that big goal next?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind. Getting a TV win up my sleeve, or even a Euro. You know what I mean? I'm doing all right in them. Just I don't know. I've just been unstuck the last couple of times with a couple of 110 plus averages against me. Surely that can't keep happening. I wouldn't mind picking up one of those, or keep battling out these Pro Tours. Maybe picking up another one of them, and just to go deep in any sort of TV major, just really deep. That'll be great.
Brilliant. Demo, I'd love to have you on again after that, and hopefully you have more than achieved what you said you were going to achieve last time. Hope you're going to keep going with it, mate. Very best of luck to you.
Yeah, magic, mate. Cheers.